The W15 is ready to rock and roll. She looks fantastic, but the big question is she fast? Let's dive into Season 2 to find out. Hey everybody, welcome back to F1 Manager, welcome back to ASGP. My name's Aaron and we are about to embark on Season 2 with Mercedes. We finished third in the Constructors in Season 1. I survived being sacked. I have seen people being sacked for not achieving the second place target finish with Mercedes. We did pick up a race victory in Mexico and we finished the season pretty strongly, getting a lot of podiums, but we were still a long way behind Ferrari and eventual champions Red Bull and Max Verstappen. Now, you joined me not on the usual landing page because I've been busy working away with the database editor to prepare Season 2. We have some surprises. So we've got, first of all, sprint races at sprint race at Monaco, as requested by you, the audience. I've also added a few extra. There aren't any sprint races that were Season 1 sprint races, so they're all brand new sprint races. And most importantly, this is the thing I didn't want to reveal, was straight away, was the season opening race has changed. So the season opener is in Australia and it actually takes place in February, which you can't see there behind my head, but if we go to it here, you can see top right of the screen, February the 23rd to 25th, and we're starting with a sprint weekend, so there's lots to get through in this video. Then we go to Bahrain, Jeddah. I've moved Suzuka to its spot for the 2024 calendar in real life. I've swapped Barcelona and Monte Carlo. Barcelona will have the ATA qualifying tyres. Monte Carlo sprint weekend. Canada is a sprint weekend. And then Azerbaijan has moved towards the end of the season, as it has for 2024. Where was my other sprint weekends? Let's see. I did toy with the idea of a sprint race at Singapore as well. Lusail is the ATA qualifying weekend, so less tyres on a track that last year we saw was very abrasive on tyres. Yas Island has moved because I don't like it being the season finale. And Las Vegas is our other sprint weekend, so I believe there's 4 sprint races this year. And the season will conclude in Sao Paulo, the best venue for a season finale, the opinion of myself and many other Formula One fans. Let me know in the comments if you like the fact that I've changed the calendar a little bit more. Where else could we have a sprint race? Because I'm sure I can add that in as we go along. So there is a lot to do, and bearing in mind the circuit Albert Park requires a lot of top speed, high speed as well for aero, and DRS effectiveness, I think we crack straight on in a moment with some developments. Let's do a rear wing. We've got 5.1 MAU hours to use, so let's do this, and this will go on the car hopefully before the season begins. So it's the 1st of January 2024 in game. Design focus, so let's go for high speed performance. So let's have that ready. Well, if we just do one engineer, it'll be fine. It doesn't really make a difference. We can just do that. So that's $1.4 million dues, the official currency of ASGP, of course, spent. We probably should do some underfloor work, I'm wondering. A little bit. Medium and high speed. We can sort the low speed stuff out later on. That's my thinking. But if you just reduce the weight, then it improves it. So that's good. I realise there is a lot going on here and not a lot of on-track action. So I think I will leave that there. All right, just ahead of qualifying for the sprint, we've got medium and low confidence, but we are still experimenting with the setup. Obviously, it's a new car. It's the opening race of the season. Imagine if they did this in real life, it would be chaos. So we're going to do a little bit of experimenting in Q1 in terms of, well, I say experimenting, but getting the driver confidence up, just so we can deliver quick lap times. So I'm going to do that. Hopefully we'll get through to Q3 no problems. So yeah, if you don't see Q3, then if you don't see Q3 now, then there's been a problem. So I'll see you in Q3 for definite. Well, we are in Q3, but Lewis Hamilton's actually been knocked out in Q2. He got some traffic on his first lap in Q2. It was Max Verstappen. And then he didn't do enough to improve on the second run. Although, I must say, his setup confidence is only 75%. So he's not happy with the car. George Russell is happier with the car, but he's only just scraped through in 9th position. We are looking a little bit ropey heading into Q3, which we'll do now. We won't dwell too much on Hamilton being eliminated in Q2. We'll just send George straight out. We need to do the best job possible. Williams look like they have a really fast car. So we've just given Alonso a massive tow and he's gone half a second faster. We will follow George Russell's lap. Let's see if he can set some green sectors. As is always the way in F1 Manager, it's a coin flip as to whether you improve on that final run. Let's hope for some green sectors. First one coming up now. There it is, a green first sector. What is everybody else doing sector-wise? Stroll and Ocon are also improving. I bet Stroll's improving. He's right behind. Stroll has just set the fastest middle sector. We are going to be beaten by the Aston Martin. I am almost certain of it. We need to beat Norris and we need to beat Sargent actually to avoid proper embarrassment. George Russell across the line. Goes 6th. Stroll goes fastest. What on earth is this? I thought having a sprint race to start the season would be crazy, but this is not what I expected. Lance Stroll has just taken a second career pole position. Verstappen, I think, is on an in lap and can do absolutely nothing about it. Perez is on a flying lap, but is not improving. So Lance Stroll will start the sprint from pole position in Australia. That's how you kick off a season, isn't it? Alright, let's choose strategy for the sprint. We can probably get away with a set of softs. We've got 2 brand new sets for Lewis, which is good. We've got only 1 brand new set for George. Yeah, we might as well use that. Now, for him, I'm wondering... The computer, as you saw, suggested mediums to start, so I'm wondering if it'll do that. So let's underfuel by a couple of laps and turn everything up to full beans, because hopefully there'll be some form of safety car. There was some safety cars and a red flag, I believe, in last year's Australian Grand Prix, so the sprint might cause some chaos and bail us out fuel-wise there. So let's get this season started with a sprint. We're all on the grid in Albert Park, ready to get the season going. We'll skip through those cutscenes. Lance Stroll is on pole position. Absolutely incredible. 5 red lights and off we go. Russell in 7th position. Gains immediately past Leclerc. And Alonso looks like he's going to lose a position as well. Hamilton has also lost a position to Gasly. Frustratingly. Let's ask him to drive in clean air. There we go. Russell is now up to 5th. He's going around Alonso. I'm here for this. Look at that. Come on, George. The Russell shuffle immediately at the start of the season. Hamilton still battling with an Alpine. Please don't collide. What tyres is everybody on? Everybody's gone softs. So glad we did that. Hamilton's confidence is down to low. This is really not a good start to the season for Lewis Hamilton. Low confidence, a setup he's not happy with. He's in 13th. And I will get Lewis to drive it, get them both to drive in clean air. And then hopefully we'll be able to go for an overtake. Was that Hamilton going for an overtake? It is Hamilton going for an overtake. And it is Hamilton going through, it looks like. He's going to get some slipstream. He's got past Gasly. That's a start. That's a start. So Russell needs to dispatch Alonso now, as Sainz moves past Verstappen. Verstappen has got a problem here, I think. Has he got damage to the front wing? Can't see anything from there. No, front wing looks intact. So I don't understand why Verstappen is so slow, but we will start to top up because we're out of battery. Hamilton has lost the position to Gasly, and we have fallen out of DRS to Albon as well. So Hamilton's really not having a good recovery drive. Well, it's not even a recovery drive, it's just getting worse. At the front, things are looking a bit more chaotic. Alonso is now up to third. Sainz has dropped back behind his fellow Spaniard and Verstappen. Russell's in a Ferrari sandwich, and we need to save some fuel. Nothing really crazy. Oh, the words were barely out of my mouth and we had a yellow flag. But nothing's come of it. It's Tsunoda running wide at turn 9. Russell going for the overtake and getting through. So now we'll ask him to avoid the clean air. And hopefully we can catch up to Verstappen. We will deploy with him. Hamilton needs to do the same. Deploy, and we'll go for it with him. Lap time wise, the leaders are slower than the chasing pack, which is why Alonso, and it's now a leading quartet. So if Russell can catch this group, then we can potentially be part of it. Hamilton still having a miserable time in 13th. It is indeed unlucky for him. We need to drive in clean air, keep those tyres cool. Please, Mr. 7 times world champion. Hamilton has just leapt up 2 positions. I didn't see it, I'll be honest, but he's found a way past Gasly and Norris, and it's not offered us a replay of it either. So now he's got DRS against Albon. Russell has dropped back to 6th place now behind Leclerc. Can Hamilton get past Albon here? Not quite. Probably need to top up on the batteries. He actually has a look to the outside. We're going clean around the outside. There we go. Hamilton into 10th place, but in the sprint it's not any points. We do need to save fuel, which is coming back quite handily. Probably need to stop Hamilton being overtaken here, but overtaken he is being. Can we hold on to that? Yes, just now. Just for now. We can probably attack with the tyres. Russell has lost DRS to Leclerc. Hopefully attacking on the tyres we can close that gap down. It looks like we have. Did we get DRS? No, we didn't quite. With George Russell, we've actually fallen 3.5 seconds behind Leclerc. I think we've used up our tyres a bit too much. We've got Ocon on our tail now for P6, so hopefully we can keep the Alpine behind. It brings back memories of the start of last season where we were fighting the Alpines more than we were fighting the cars in front of us, but we did eventually get on top of that. Red Bull have assumed their customary first and second positions, although they're side by side right now. Imagine if they collided and had to start from the back. That would be absolutely incredible. We are on the last lap now. Verstappen takes the lead. Shock. Russell loses a position. We need to push with the fuel on George Russell and get past. We could probably go high overtake aggression and deploy on the battery. We're not even close. We're not near close enough. We're not going to finish ahead of an Alpine. Ocon has got more pace right now. He's got more tyres to use. We have killed our tyres. But I mean, you could get away with it, really. We've fallen back 1 position. Verstappen wins the sprint. Russell finishes 7th. Hamilton's going to come home to finish 10th. But yeah, not the sprint race I was hoping for, both in terms of chaos and result. But we've got Hamilton into the top 10, so at least he can fight from there in Sunday's race. It's one of my favourite days of the year, the opening race of a new season. Where better than Albert Park in Australia? So strategies are set to medium hard for George Russell, stop on about lap 25. Hamilton to try and get him further forward a bit more. Starting on the softs, he'll box a bit earlier, so maybe he'll get an undercut on about lap 22. And then we're both going to the end on hards. We've underfueled, or we're going to underfuel by a few laps with both cars. So let's get to the grid and get this season underway properly. Yes, we had the sprint, but it's not really a season start until we've had a Grand Prix, is it? Let's go to the race. Alright, we're back on the grid. It looks a little bit more normal this time with an all Red Bull front row and Lance Stroll not on pole. The lights are out, the race is on. And Hamilton is making a lightning getaway. So is Logan Sargent. Look at that. Gasly looks like he's having a look down the outside as well. What's Russell up to? He is fighting with the other Alpine of Ocon. Let's put driving clean air on both cars. See if we can sneak some positions through the opening laps. Hamilton still stuck behind Sargent there. Russell is in 6th and actually chasing Stroll. Leclerc's got up to 4th position. I kind of see our race today with the Ferrari, if we can get through and stay with it. Hamilton, we need you to try and get past this Williams, actually, as the other Williams of Albon does a triple over, or double dive bomb there. Not a triple, it was 3 cars wide. Okay, we need to get Hamilton past Sargent, and we need to get him past quickly because the Williams is dipping in and out of DRS to Sainz ahead. Russell has gone with this sort of mid-pack that's being headed by Perez. Ocon is 1.5 seconds behind, which is bottling up Sainz. We need Hamilton to get through, and hopefully he'll do that some point soon. We'll have to turn up the overtake aggression up to high, and I think he might... Oh, he was looking at it there. We do need to get rid of this Williams, although he is now starting to be within that 1 second window of Sainz again. So in fact what I'll do is just top up, although Hamilton going to the outside. What's not making this easier is the fact that Sargent has got DRS. And there goes Hamilton. I was just considering, okay, we need to set him up, but he's gone through just as I cut to it. Pulls out to the left-hand side, sweeps deliciously around the outside of the Williams. Top move, and now we're 1 space further forward in this DRS train, which is being headed by Ocon still. So if we can get past the Alpine, we will be in a good position. Please don't crash into us, Sargent. I know what you're like in real life. Please, please, please don't crash into us. Russell, if we can just stay with this lot and save fuel, that would be lovely. Yellow flag. There's been a crash. It's Ocon who's tumbled down the order. I think he's hit Sainz. Here we go. I saw Ocon and Sainz's names tumbling down the order. Hamilton close to being involved in this, but they've both got out of our way. Beautiful stuff. So now we need to deploy and get away from Logan Sargent. Sainz has got the penalty for that. That's absurd. Sargent's going through. Sainz is going into the pit lane. Russell is just hanging out with this lead pack. Hamilton is fighting Logan Sargent, which just shows you that Sargent's having an absolute worldie and Hamilton's having a bit of a stinker. Okay, so while Hamilton has got DRS, I'm going to save fuel, top up the battery, because we're going to pit earlier than Sargent. We're going to pit earlier than Stroll and Russell. So what the plan is to execute that undercut. I might actually... What would a 2-stopper look like? So he got a fresh set of mediums. Let's have a look. Cancel that. Cancel that. have we got? We've got lots of new sets of mediums. So what I could actually do is switch Lewis to a 2-stopper with mediums. If I bring this forward, look at that, there we go. And we can just go full aggression on the tyres. We won't attack. I'm actually going to convert him to a 2-stopper. Right, Hamilton into the pit lane. He'll probably come out in some traffic. What's the stop like? 2.7 seconds. Slow and steady wins the race, I would say. He's going to come out in a whole heap of traffic. That has not worked out well. Not good planning from me. I'll be honest. That was terrible. He's got Ricciardo right behind him. But let's turn the overtake aggression up to high. And then we will close in on Hülkenberg, who I would assume is on a set of mediums. Yeah, aged mediums. Tsunoda ahead of him on softs. Magnussen on softs. Russell's pit window has now opened. And look at this fight at the front. I mean, I haven't paid much attention to this because I've had to be dealing with Hamilton. It would have been much easier if he'd just qualified properly. But he didn't decide to do that. So now we're asking him to do all the overtakes. And let's drive in clean air. Try and get past this slot, which probably won't be easy. Russell's actually got up to P4 in all of that. He's actually passed Fernando Alonso. Let's have a look at this because we didn't see it. Round the outside of turn 5. Love that. It's going to be round the outside into, I don't know if they call that kink there in the middle of it a corner, but I'll call that turn 6 and 7. There we go. And now we're on the tail of Perez, who's doing his usual have the fastest car be rubbish song and dance. Hamilton has passed Hülkenberg and is now right in the thick of it with Magnussen and Tsunoda. So hopefully Hamilton can get through this serenely. He's going to go past the Dane. Come on, through goes Hamilton. Yes. And can we go past Tsunoda as well? Yeah. We'll have the tyre performance to do it. No problem. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now, what do we do about Russell's strategy? He's definitely in the fight here for a podium. Could be second place. Do we... Well, I think we just mirror what everyone else does. Do we go a lap early on lap 24? Try and get an undercut because no one else has boxed. So I think I'm going to go for it a little bit earlier. Okay, it's a double stack at Red Bull. Perez has just been held up. And have we jumped Perez? Not quite, but we're going to be very close to him. I thought that was going to be a problem for Red Bull, but it wasn't. And Hamilton's not that far behind Russell here. I'm going to deploy and attack with the tyres. There's Hamilton. He's actually about 3.5 seconds behind Russell now. So he's at least halved the deficit to that scrap for the podium. I think this 2-stopper could be the dream ticket for Lewis Hamilton. Alonso into the box. What's his stop like? Please be slow. Yes, it's slow. That's good news for George Russell, who's coming down the pit straight now. Where's Alonso? Behind us. Come on. Excellent. I think we're in a very good position. We're going to, I think, undercut Alonso. Although Perez has gone to a set of mediums. He started on softs though, so he must be doing a 2-stopper. Alonso also on mediums. Ooh, I think we're doing different things with both drivers compared to everybody else, as Alonso is about to come past, it would seem. All right, let's see how this phase of the race unfolds as Alonso does indeed go past. If we can stay with the Aston Martin, that would be beautiful. Russell has fallen out of DRS range to Alonso, but I think this bit of traffic is going to bring him right back into it. So we won't get it this time around. There's Hamilton in the background. That undercut has worked beautifully for him. Of course, he's going to have worse off tyres at the moment. But as the track temperature actually starts to fall, that's going to help keep tyre temperatures under control. That's why they were overheating so much earlier. Perez is busy moving himself through this pack, which is Gasly and Sargent, who have yet to stop. Stroll and Leclerc haven't stopped either. They've managed their tyres very well, but are about to be caught by Verstappen. Russell is looking after those hards, and I don't know quite what the AI is going to be doing, to be honest. Hamilton's closing in on this Group 2, so we're in a decent position here. It's the part of that race where it takes a bit of a lull. You're just waiting for the strategies to play out. We need to position ourselves very carefully to make sure we've got the right amount of tyre on the right tyre at the end of the race to attack the people ahead of us. Leclerc and Stroll have just pitted, and they've actually come out behind Hamilton. Leclerc is 6 seconds behind Hamilton, almost 7 seconds. So Hamilton will then cede that position, but he'll have much fresher tyres. What are they on? They've got to softs. That. I hope you're as confused as I am. A medium soft. Maybe surely they're doing medium soft. That is bizarre. They're going to be absolutely just wrecked towards the end of the race. They're going to have nothing. Russell is just tagging along with Alonso, which is fabulous. And there's probably no point in overtaking. But he'll continue to try. It's fine. George Russell has moved into the podium positions. I think Perez has escaped. And Russell has got up the inside of Alonso and into position 3. So if Alonso stays on a one-stopper, he'll have older tyres, and Russell will have tyre to use. Although he's only 3 seconds adrift of Perez. So, yeah, there's a possibility of a second place, although Alonso is going to take third back for now. Russell back up to third position. What's the tyre situation? He's got a lot more tyre. He's on hards. The Red Bulls ahead are on mediums and are a bit quicker. That's to be expected, but they'll probably just manage their tyres, to be honest, because they've got the pace advantage. Hamilton has fallen behind Leclerc, but that's fine. He's about to put on some softs, not softs, some mediums, and we can push to the end now. Track temperature has risen again. Oh, it's a slow stop. That's not good at all. 4.7. 2 seconds slower than we thought it should be. He's come out behind Sargent. I don't think it actually made that much difference. What about Gasly? We need to get up to speed quickly. Tyres are cold and we're going to lose out to the Alpine, who's on softs. That's really annoying. Really frustrating that we've lost out to Gasly. Right, here comes Hamilton with no battery, but he's going around the outside of Gasly. It'll become the inside for the final corner. That looks like it's 9th place, and we've got DRS.
Make sure keep these tyres in good nick.
Yep.
We do need to save some more fuel though. Russell is back up onto the podium, but Leclerc has come to join the party. What's the gap to the leaders? We are now 5 seconds behind Perez. Not unexpected, to be honest. Hamilton now pulling away from Gasly. Needs to catch Sargent. We'll put it in conserve. Actually, when we get DRS, I will put it in conserve. As Alonso retakes... Oh, in fact, we've lost 2 positions with George Russell, because Leclerc is storming through on a set of softs. And what's Stroll doing lap time wise? He's 20.8. He's matching Leclerc. And Leclerc now moves into 3rd position. Hopefully we get some DRS off the Alfa Romeo. which is clearly holding us up. Look at the gap, it's now 2.2 seconds. We do get DRS. Please get out of the way, Zhou. Please get out of the way, Zhou. Thank you. Oh, he almost got in the way of Alonso. But that has absolutely wrecked any chance of a podium for us, I think. I suppose we could possibly push to the end as Alonso has a look. He had a propensity for crashing into our cars last season. Hamilton now passing Sargent for P8. And he's got 5 seconds to close to Albon, who's on older mediums. We're now 3 seconds behind Leclerc. This has just not worked out at all. It looks like Leclerc has got eyes for second place on the podium, as Stroll and Alonso are now battling. They collided in the last race of last season, and Stroll actually looks like he wants to take fourth from George. That's not in the script. We've lost 2 positions to drivers coming through on soft tyres. A medium soft strategy. Is that the goated strategy in Melbourne? Hamilton is closing the gap to Albon, but I fear it's too little too late. Russell now 2 seconds behind. These two were battling out for a podium, and they're not even going to finish. One of them is not going to finish in the top 5. Alright, 2 laps to go. I don't think Hamilton is going to quite catch Albon, although he was 4 tenths faster last time around. Leclerc has caught Perez. Truly the goated strategy was to go onto a set of softs. Yeah. Verstappen had to get a wriggle on as well. We are still duking it out for 5th position with Fernando Alonso. Is Verstappen about to start the final lap? He is. So he's going to get his title defence off to a winning start. We might as well attack and push with George. Hamilton is going to finish in 8th position, so we might as well just bring it home. Russell, we need to make sure we beat Alonso. Is Leclerc going to get Perez? He's sizing him up. Maybe his tyres have gone. This will be interesting. Is he going to go for it? He's going to go for it. Leclerc goes for it and gets 2nd place. And he'll have the inside line for the final corner. Russell's hung on for 5th position. Verstappen's won the race. Don't care. Perez has actually out-dragged Leclerc to the line. That would have been an interesting finish to watch. But we've got a different agenda. We need to watch our driver, George Russell, come across the line for 5th in the opening Grand Prix. Hamilton recovers something. I mean, his weekend was ruined after the rubbish qualifying. So 8th position, beaten by a Williams. Oh dear. So it's a winning start for Red Bull, 1st and 2nd, although Leclerc gave it a very good go of splitting them. Lance Stroll, who actually qualified fastest, of course, finishes 4th. Russell up 2 positions to 5th. Hamilton up 2 positions to 8th. Albon with another Melbourne masterclass comes from 12th to 7th. Logan Sargent gets a point as well. Constructors wise, we are 4th. Not the best weekend for us. Red Bull with a magnificent 58 points. Of course, there was sprint race points to be handed out as well, so lots of points from the opening round of the year. So that is Season 2 underway. We're heading to Bahrain for the 2nd race in the next episode. Make sure you like this video, subscribe so you know when the next videos are coming out. You're the best fans. I'll see you in Bahrain. It's bye for now.